Hey booze, hey, do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. Welcome, everybody. It's your girl, Leanne Dulce, your Chief Self-Love Officer over here at Wake Up Happy Sis. And you are tuning in to the Wake Up Happy Sis show on KCCR Cityscape Radio, where we're changing the narrative for our Black and Brown people because we're always on here doing it our way, telling our stories, making it happen. Okay, that's what we do over here. Hold on one second because all of our Facebook streams look like they have shut down. So we got to restart some things. You know, that's how it goes. When it acts up, we just have to, improvise on some things. So let's go. All right. Looks like we're back in action. So today's episode is super exciting, and I have a special guest with me today. Sharonda is feeling ill. She's under the weather, so she's unable to join us today. So Sharonda, hope you feel better if you're listening in. Wish you the best. Feel better, friend. Today, I've got none other than Dr. Paulette Clark. She is the owner and founder of Cityscape Radio, Brownstone Worldwide, Brownstone Media, and she is going to come on today and she's going to talk to us about Decide to Thrive, making up your mind for a game-changing new year, and how the power of your mindset can help you manifest all of your dreams. Okay, we're diving deep into the art of decision making, and we're talking just to you, our fierce and fabulous Black women. Now, this anybody else can listen in, but you know what we do over here is tailored to the sisters. Now, we're all talking about breaking free from this land of maybe that we sometimes live in, right? We want to step into a world where our choices align with our deepest desires and our dreams. And we're here to empower you to make a bold, unapologetic decision to thrive in 2024. We are no longer just surviving, just scraping by. We are thriving. So, with that, welcome, Dr. Clark. Dr. Clark. Oh, wait, you're unmuted. You got to unmute yourself.
Hi! What you guys?
See, that's how you, when you come in the room, that's how you got to wake up. And I always want to say welcome to all of my fabulous people on Instagram. We love y'all over here. Thank y'all for tuning in. And not just on the Wake Up Happy Sis Instagram, but also on Paulette's Instagram as well. We're still new to this Instagram live streaming, but we making it do what it do, and you guys are coming in the room, so we love to see that.
Yes.
So, how are you today, Paulette?
I am well. I'm blessed and highly favored. Praise the Lord, saints. On today. Yes. I need my fan just in case it get a little hot. Yes. So I'm ready. Be ready. Let's go.
And my fan got to be available at all times. We don't play.
Right.
We don't play. So for those who are new here, why don't you just tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do, Paulette?
Yes, I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, as you can see there, which houses, let's talk about that really quick, brownstoneworldwide.com. It houses Cityscape Radio, and it also houses Brownstone Living Magazine. So what does that mean in the whole scheme of it all? Y'all, I'm a media mogul, and I'm claiming it on today. Hello. So Yes, period. So one of the cool things is Leanne's show is not only on other podcast platforms, but she also has her platform here at Brownstone Worldwide. So what does that mean? Leanne writes for Brownstone Living Magazine. She's also a part of Brownstone Worldwide, where she's a contributing writer. And she's also a part of Cityscape Radio, where her show is actually airing live right now on the Cityscape Radio app, which, by the way, got a redo. And I just got the email while we were sitting, which is why I did this, that our app was approved for the new colors. So we're really excited about that. So there you go.
Yes to a facelift.
Hey,
we love a good facelift around here, you know.
So yeah, there you go. That's where we're at.
That's awesome. So today, put my glasses on, put the specs on. You know, it gets serious when you put them specs on.
Right.
So today, we're talking about decision making. We're talking about mindset. We're talking about how do we go from a mentality of surviving, which to me, 2023 was giving major surviving energy, right? And we're not now. Sometimes that's what we got to do. We got to do to get by, but we do not want to live in that space of survival mentality, right? It looks very different when you move to a thriving mentality, a thriving lifestyle, where you are making decisions that are in alignment with your dreams, with your goals, and your desires. So what does that kind of look like for you?
So you're gonna put me on blast like that right away. Ask the question again so I can get deep. Because you know I like to get deep.
For you, how do you see this kind of intersection of moving from just surviving to a thriving, right? What does that look like for Paulette? How do you look at that path, right? I want to get to this next stage of my life where I'm no longer just surviving to get by. I'm opening my mind to a world and I'm making decisions and I'm speaking to myself out of this future state where I want to be, which is thriving.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So it's funny that you brought that up because I just did an entire series on my personal Facebook page and on Instagram actually about this very thing, and not to this degree, but you're helping me to kind of clear myself when I'm talking about it even further, because I talk to myself a lot, right? So what I'm going to be doing differently instead of living in this survival mode is to first of all plan accordingly, right? So one of the things that we don't do, and this is in business and also in life, and I like to keep it 100, and I think you know that about me, Leanne. Is that we pretending all over the place that things are not things are perfect, and sometimes they're not, right? And we're living that out on everything. You know, on social media, we're pretending on everything. And then in the background, you're trying to figure out how the hell your life's going to get paid. So when we're planning accordingly and we know that certain things are coming up, it sets us up for better success. And it also allows us to sit back and have room, if we schedule accordingly, to be able to say, well, that didn't work. Let's do this. Well, that didn't work. And I'm not just talking about business. I'm talking about personal as well.
Yeah, life.
Yeah. So when you so you know that your mortgage is due or your rent's due, you know your car notes due, you know this is due, XYZ. So why you wait till the last minute in order? And I know life gets to life. I know that, right? And you and I both understand living in this sense of urgency that a lot of people do can be a hindrance sometimes, right? So I know for me, living on a sense of urgency has cost me time. It has cost me money when I was trying to bring in money, because I was constantly trying to figure, I was always working behind. And so without a proper plan, you actually end up losing a heck of a lot more than you think that you do. I hope that that was helpful.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think especially when you're coming from a position of lack, a place of lack, and you're operating out of desperation instead
Hmm.
of operating out of your talent, your
Right.
skills, and your knowledge, and operating out of that confidence space, when you're operating out of that space of desperation, because like you said, these lights got to get paid. I've got kids who you get kids who are in sports, and you
Yep.
have some who's in every sport.
Oh my
And
God.
for the parents of multi-talented children that are in every sport or they're doing
Oh,
all these activities,
listen.
that gets super expensive. Life is expensive. Gas is expensive. You don't even want to go nowhere
Oh my God.
because the
It's
gas is
ridiculous.
expensive, the food is expensive,
Lord have
right?
mercy.
Everything is rising, and
Right.
sometimes the wages aren't keeping up with that. So you have to look at, when I'm operating out of desperation, I'm maybe losing time, I may be losing money because I'm losing opportunities, because
Yeah.
my decision making is based out of fear instead of realizing, hey, I may be going through a rough patch, but
Right.
one, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Two, I have to plan and make decisions out of my strengths, not out of fear.
Hmm.
When we make decisions out of confidence, out of an abundance mindset,
Hmm.
right? That helps us to stop operating in fear and doing things that may be putting other areas of our life, or of our livelihood, in jeopardy. And
Right.
again, that's in business as well as in your personal.
Hmm.
So one of the things I want to talk about is decision making, right? Kind of looking at behind the scenes of decision making.
Let's go there.
um, let's, we talking about mental processes. You
Mm.
know we getting real on today's show, on today, right? So your human brain is wired to assess risk versus reward.
Yeah.
Okay. And for Black women especially, right, I feel like decision making really involves kind of weighing cultural expectations
Hmm.
against personal aspirations,
Yeah.
right? And there was a study by the American Psychological Association that revealed that cognitive biases can affect our choices, urging us to understand and challenge them. We have to understand the biases and challenge them. Have you ever been told, or when you tell somebody you're Dr. Clark, and they, oh,
Their whole demeanor changes.
right,
Their whole, yeah.
as
And
if
so yeah.
as if it's a big shock that a woman has a doctoral degree,
Yeah.
right? Or
Yeah.
has multiple degrees, even if you don't have a doctoral degree,
Hmm.
that you
Hmm.
hold multiple degrees, that
Hmm.
you can be blah blah
Right.
blah,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Their
kind of
expectations
disheartening.
are different.
Yeah. And even for you though, because you're PMP certified, that's let's talk about that for a minute when we're talking about sisters in that industry. That's rare. Okay. So I think when people see us, they have, like last night when we went live on TikTok and somebody came in and they made that awful comment about us, I smell Section 8 food stamps and something else that they
Yeah,
said.
baby, I ain't never been on Section 8 a day in my life.
I don't know. Yeah, right. So I've never been on Section 8, so I don't know.
And I'm not downing people who have,
Right.
because it's a
But for you
system
to
that's out
assume,
there to help people. But for you to try to ascribe your ignorance and BS to a bunch of intelligent women with multiple degrees. Now, I may not have my doctoral degree, but two of the three people on that call are doctors. Two
yeah.
of the three were doctors.
Hmm.
And I've got a master's degree. I've got certifications up the wazoo.
Yeah.
So you can't, we have to challenge the narratives and the biases that come
Mhm.
with it. And especially when you're in a workplace, work setting, and the microaggressions that follow those
Oh my God. Let's
those
not even talk about that. Oh,
prejudices, right?
yeah.
We have to challenge all of that, that says, oh, you're not manager material, you're not executive material, you're not VP material,
Hmm.
right? We have to challenge those biases because sometimes they are not our own, They are ones that are put on us,
Right. Right.
right?
I agree with that. And so I think getting back to the point I was making was like last night when we were doing the TikTok and that person came on and I ended up having to block them. But the sad part is all he saw was Black women. And
Mm-hmm.
then you immediately made an assumption. So I don't know who you were, it doesn't matter. But people, even in corporate, like you were saying, with the microaggressions and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, we get pigeonholed into this is how I see you, and it'll never be any other way. So it doesn't matter, honey. We could have 11 degrees up under our name. It doesn't matter. You already have in your head what you believe to be so about me. And I'm all
Right.
right with that. I'm okay with that. It doesn't matter. I don't, that's how people say, oh, you should be telling people. I don't care because I didn't do it for you. I didn't do this for you. I didn't go and get all of those certifications and all of these degrees and owe Uncle Sam a shit ton of money,
That's
for
right.
you. I did it because I made a promise to my dad that I was going to finish. That was number one. And number two, I did it because I needed to make sure that I was clear on what I wanted to do. And these were great ways to learn. And I want to stay busy. And it's okay for that. I think that one of the things that we have to do as women of color going forward into the new year is to continue to excel the way that we have,
Definitely.
and not be apologetic about it. You know what I mean? I think we have a bad habit of doing that because um, we understand that when people see us, they already have this idea of who we are, and so we try to. What do? We do this, and we
Well,
keep
we shrink
quiet.
back. Yeah, we shrink back. That
Yeah.
emotional, that the emotional trauma that a lot of us have been put under,
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it, right? But naturally, there we're expected to dim our light, to shrink back, to showcase less of ourselves, to make other people feel better or to feel less intimidated. I
Mm-hmm.
can't stop you from being intimidated by anything that I do, that I say, or that I am. All
Mm-hmm.
I can do is show up authentically as myself.
Right.
But I had that, right? Where I had to check myself. I think we've all had those instances where our emotions, because your emotions play such a big part
They
in
do.
that decision making process.
Mm-hmm.
When
They
you're
do.
deciding to go left or right, when I decide, do I stand up for myself or do I kind of shrink back? Because
Mm-hmm.
every battle isn't a battle that needs to be fought right now in this moment.
That part.
Sometimes you got to step back a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
regroup, and see what's going on first so you have a clear understanding and then you can move appropriately.
Right.
But we should not have to always shrink back from who we are and what we
Absolutely.
can do and the gifts that we were given to share with the world.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Everybody has gifts to share. Everybody has some level of their own creative juice, their own zhuzh that they are here to share with the world. You know, that's my
Right.
favorite word, zhuzh.
Yes. Yeah.
I love
Mm-hmm.
me a little zhuzh,
A
right?
mess. A mess.
And that emotional intelligence can help us get there because it can help make more our decision making more effective,
Right.
right? Once we're aware and in tune of the triggers and the things that are coming at us trying to tell us that we're less than, that we have
Mm-hmm.
to accept less. Hell, we're already getting paid less,
Ooh.
expected to put more money in, more
Right.
skin in the game, more knowledge in the game, more
Mm-hmm.
time in the game. So when I say
Mm-hmm.
money, I'm talking about my time, I'm talking about my expertise, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about all of me that I have to put in to even be considered their average level,
Right.
right? So our emotional intelligence has to come into play and help us make better decisions. Not
I agree.
again, stopping making these decisions out of fear and
Right.
making them out of confidence and
Mm-hmm.
being intentional
Mm-hmm.
about the decisions and the strategy and our direction. So that plan Paulette was saying comes in handy,
It does.
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Every
we're
time.
living baby, that plan will save your life. Because when you fail to plan, you what?
Plan
Plan
to
to
fail.
fail.
There you go.
So, and don't create the plan and then don't stick to the plan. Because that's
Oh,
what we
let's
do
talk
too,
about
baby.
that.
That's
Yes.
what we do too. But
Mm.
I think that comes, there's to me, I see two reasons why that kind of happens,
Yeah.
right? One, if you're like me, you get information overload and you get analysis paralysis.
Mm.
I have to be,
Yeah.
it has to be perfect. The
Mm.
plan has to do this. This one thing happened. So now I got to stop and regroup and replan the whole thing. Now I got information overload
Yeah.
because I'm trying to do too many things. I'm
Mhm.
overwhelmed, right? So you have that information overload,
Right.
that analysis that causes that analysis paralysis,
Right.
or you have that fear of failure. And sometimes it's a fear of success
Right.
because with success, comes more obligation,
Come
comes
on
higher expectations.
now.
And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people consciously or subconsciously aren't ready for that. So they're making little decisions that are sabotaging themselves along the way. And they don't, sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it.
No, you don't. Let's talk about that. Can we unpack that just a little bit when you were talking about like the sabotage? What
Yeah.
are some of the things that you might have noticed? Now, the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of times we always like to look on the outside for the things that we think are sabotaging our goals and what we're trying to do. But let's talk about what we're doing on the inside of
Mhm.
ourselves. And I'm not talking about like the concept or the idea that we are, oh, it ain't gonna work, XYZ. That no.
But
What
that's a
what
part of it though. But that
yeah,
imposter syndrome is a part of it.
right.
Right.
So the
So
imposter
that
syndrome is
imposter
a part of it.
syndrome is definitely a part of the self-sabotage. It's that those voices that keep telling you that ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Why would anybody listen to you? Who do
Mhm.
you think you are? We get those, and that came from some trauma somewhere that's putting it in the back of our head that we're a fraud, that things will
Yeah.
not work. That's one of the ways that we self-sabotage is
Mhm.
we have those thoughts. Sometimes we talk down about our own selves and our accomplishments,
Mm.
right? We talk down, oh, I'm just da 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 da. No, home girl, you are the shit. And you need to
You
know that.
bomb, girl.
Sometimes
You
it takes
bomb.
other people
Yeah.
to pull us out of that and remind us
Mm-hmm.
that how awesome we are as
Amen.
people because we're so used to having to shrink that it has now become a part of our personality to shrink back,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We also will an inability to act.
Mm.
That self-sabotage where you should be doing something, but you're over here doing something else instead. Instead of
Mm.
doing the things you need to do that are revenue generating activities, you're over
Oh,
here
yes.
spending
Come
all
on.
of your time
Wait.
on the menial task. Come on with it, because I'm coming with it today. But instead of focusing on the activities that are making you money, you
Yeah.
keep yourself busy with
Mm-hmm.
the things that are not, right? So we're busy, we're making ourselves busy with things
Busy
that are
work.
not moving us forward.
Yeah.
They're just keeping us right here. But now I can't say
Mm-hmm.
that, but I've been working super hard and it's just not working because you're working on the wrong things. You're
You
not
work
even
on the wrong
focused.
thing. Come on
Your
now. Preach to
decisions,
me.
your
Uh,
decisions and your actions
absolutely.
are not in alignment with the plan,
Exactly. They're not. They're not.
right? The inability for us to prioritize our time and the things that we focus on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Self-sabotage could be self-sabotage,
Right.
right? Even the people we choose to be around.
Mm-hmm.
People ain't ready for that conversation,
Oh, you
right?
know what they say.
Sometimes the people that we choose to be around
Yep.
are self-sabotage because
Mhm.
they are not on the path that we're on. And
Mhm.
they're keeping you where they were at their level.
Mm.
Who was it? Lisa, what's her name? Lisa Nichols was, I love her because she said something so real. And one of the things I was watching is that you can't take them people with you.
No, you can't. You can't.
There
We
are
really have to
levels
put ourselves
that
with
you
that too.
need to leave those people there
Mm.
because you cannot move to the next level because you're trying to be like MC Hammer and take everybody with you.
50-11 dancers in a big old band.
Why you got an entourage of 200 people with you everywhere you go? You don't need
Ooh.
that many, right?
Woo.
But he was trying to look out for everybody and forgot to look out for
Up for
himself
himself.
first.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Hammer's still the man. I don't care what nobody say. I love me
Well,
some MC
oh,
Hammer.
no, Hammer. And you will be want to get it.
Wait, you
Oh,
remember when Hammer turned from Big Hammer Pants to Thug Hammer?
oh my God. I don't want to talk about that because I was
That
trying.
was that was traumatizing, but I loved it.
Like I
I
woke up
loved
one
it.
morning and he was,
I was like humps and a bump, humps and a bump. We
that
like
was the worst. The
don't come
worst.
on. No, that was
Humps
the
and a
jam.
bump. Humps
Don't
and a
play.
bump.
Don't come on, Paulette. Don't
I
play.
didn't like that song. It was not.
Humps and a bump.
Mm-mm. I
Humps
didn't
and
like
a
that
bump.
song.
What? That was when Hammer was hard. Like
I didn't understand because like the rebrand that he went through was not
Hammer
smooth.
was letting people know that he wasn't soft. It was a strategic move because they got into this one way thing with Hammer. But I was watching a documentary, and I like these little side trips sometimes. But I was watching a documentary,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Nah, Hammer was." It was like people was so confused about who Hammer was. They said because just because he had the Aladdin pants or whatever doing the little dance moves, they was like Hammer was like a "What's up, pull up." That
I
Hammer was a "What's up, pull up." don't
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 know.
don't try to test him. So I think him moving to that Ugg Hammer. I mean,
I
I liked it. I
want
liked it. I could. Let's say hey to a couple of people over here on our Instagram. Hey, my cousin Tony, what's up, boo?
What's
Hey,
up? What's up?
Sasha and Christina, Stephanie and Naima, Bryant, Nicole, Sharon. Back to Natural. Welcome. Thank y'all for listening in. We appreciate you.
Yes,
So
we do.
now let me ask you this then,
Yes,
right?
I'm
So
listening.
how do we overcome this fear of failure, analysis paralysis, these self-limiting beliefs and things that we've put into play that are sabotaging our efforts, right? How do we get past that and maybe learn to trust our gut again?
Um, well, a couple things. One is you're never okay. Can I go?
Come with it.
All right. So come with me. Come with me. Everybody that's listening, come with me. How do you do that? First of all, understand that you are currently living in a construct of your own design. Let's go there. So, whatever you say that it is, be it good or bad. That's number one. Let's go ahead and put that out there. All
Mhm.
right. So, if I know that I am living in the construct of my own design, why can't I just design something else? I'm going to give you an example of a person that we're watching live in the construct of her own design at this very moment. And that
All
is
right.
Mrs. Tabitha Brown.
Baby.
Right? So remember when she was just an Uber driver and they were struggling. He was a police officer, her husband was a police officer, and she was driving the Uber, and they had moved to LA from South Carolina so that she could live out her dreams and hey, let's do this, da da da. They done moved a dog, Blackie, and all of this and all of that. And they move out here, and she doesn't know how it's going to happen. All
That's
she
right.
knows is that she is in the mode of recreating the life that she knows she sees up here. So she began to create the life that she desired. So she's been creating the life that she desired. Now we got Donna's recipe. Blackie got his own dog food. She won an Emmy last night. Listen, She is living in the construct of her own design. So how do we get out of the way of our own selves? First of all, understanding that what you are currently living in right now, I need y'all to hear me on this because now I'm about to go real deep. You listening? Is it all right if I take a little time here past it? Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
So if you're living in the residual, so this is what you need to understand. So I am in my virtual world right now. Guess what I did? I created that behind me. Does that make sense? So if I'm living in the virtual world, just like Leanne created her apartment over there, yes, over there
in the background,
right? If you created that, so let's continue to create. But you know, the first thing that you had to do, you had to think about it. You had to think about the many probabilities of what it could be. And so we are always thinking of different ways to live out the probabilities that are. And there are infinite possibilities of who we can become, right? So if that is such as the case, why can we not, in our own infinite wisdom of ourselves, believe that we can have those things that we want by just thinking about them and making a move and making an effort? We are watching people, so we can't get mad at Tabitha because she's told us along the way that she continues to pray and she's faithful and so we don't, and then she's been faithful along the way with telling the story of what she wants to do next. She got a whole season called Sunshine, and we ain't talking about Leela Rashawn, right?
We not.
We're and it's sold out, like they couldn't keep it. And so I bring her up because we're literally watching this beautiful sister live out her dreams, the life that she created. So I'm going to say to you this: whatever you think about, you bring about. I know you've heard that. This ain't nothing new. I'm not saying anything that you don't know and that you haven't heard before, but I need you to hear me. But if you're thinking about it, you also understand that eventually it manifests. I will say to you this, and you've heard me say this before, Leanne, on other broadcasts that we've done together. You are living in the residual of what you thought.
Yes.
Every single time. So if I think a thing, it's going to show up. That's how come when I hear people say, man, I knew that wasn't going to happen. That's because you had already thought it up. You had already planned it out in your mind.
You had already told the universe you didn't want it.
Right. You already had it set in your mind that it wasn't going to work. So guess what it did? It didn't work. But what if you for once decided that you wanted to create something fun and exciting for yourself that was going to bring you the joy and the peace and the travel and the money and all of the things that you so desire? What if just for once everything did work out because you said it would? Okay, I'm going to shut up because I can go down that. Okay. All right.
No, I think that's good because what I would add to that is, one, the first way that we get past the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, these limiting beliefs, is by acknowledging that the fear, the issues, the scary exists. We have to acknowledge that it exists.
Yeah.
But we don't keep harping on it and bringing the things about. You can reframe every negative statement. When you catch yourself speaking negatively, I knew that wasn't going to work. Focus on it will work and how can I make it work? We have to train ourselves to reframe the negatives. Negative's going to happen. You're not going to wake up happy every day. But our goal is to wake up happy as many damn days as possible. And those that we don't, what are the skills that we've learned that can help us turn that start negative into it's not going to end negative. It's not going to stay negative, right? We have to retrain our brains, right? Take that plan, break it down into small steps that you can complete.
Yeah.
Start trusting your intuition because you got it. You've got everything that you need inside you. There's nothing different about Tabitha Brown, Beyonce, or any of them
Mm.
than us.
You said it.
Sometimes the difference is their work ethic. Sometimes the difference is they are surrounding themselves with people who can move them in the right path, can
Right.
advise them in the right path to
Mhm.
take.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's the fact that they did it scared and did it anyway,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
Right.
When Tabitha
Absolutely.
made that vow to her husband that she wanted to retire him, she told the universe what she wanted.
Yep, she sure
She
did.
told the Most High, the Creator, what she wanted.
Mhm.
It isn't just about the actions. I mean, the words. Words are spells. Words have power,
Yes, they
but
do.
the words have to drive you to the actions,
Mhm. Yep.
right? And realize that sometimes your emotions are haters.
Yeah, they can
Sometimes your
be.
emotions are haters. Sometimes they can guide you, but sometimes they can mislead you.
Mhm.
So be mindful, be present in that moment. Feel the feelings, but do not get lost and consumed in the feelings,
Absolutely. I
right?
agree. I agree.
We
100.
have to be able to balance our emotional intelligence with
Mm.
logical analyses, um, to help us make more holistic and effective decisions.
Amen.
Because
And
as we do that, and as we look, you cannot build that which you cannot first see.
mm,
Okay? You cannot build that which you cannot first see.
I agree with that 100%.
Write the vision down,
Make
make
it
it
plain.
plain, make it
Yes. Come on
clear.
now.
Don't make it so complex.
Yeah.
I want this, but I have to have this if it has this, and if it has this, and if it has this. Just
Yeah.
be plain, be clear,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes if you feel like, because sometimes we say things and we don't even believe it in our own spirit,
Mm-mm.
right? If you don't believe that you can make $50 million in your business, then back that vision up a little bit. And
Right.
instead of saying 50 million, just say you want more abundance and prosperity. Call the universe in
Right.
to the abundance and be
Right.
appreciative and grateful of the abundance, right?
Yep. I agree.
Things of that nature. Now, Paulette, I hear tell that you have, wait, we got to go into, let me do my commercial real quick. Let me do my commercials real quick, and then
Because
we'll
this was funny. I was getting ready to say station ID.
I know. So you are tuned in to the Wake Up Happy Sis Show on KCCR Cityscape Radio. Are you listening? Are you listening?
Are you listening? Are you listening?
Because we're here to change the narrative for our people because we're telling our stories our way. If
Way.
we don't, who will? We
Mm.
have to be the stewards, especially now when they've taken everything out of schools. They're trying to erase all the atrocities done by Black people. They're trying to erase all the accolades and accomplishments of Black people from history. We have to keep telling our stories and keep the books being written, keep the stories being told and
Right.
circulated,
I agree.
keeping the
100%.
truth going.
You might have.
But for now, let's just talk. Just go and listen to this commercial. I'll be back.
Man.
Hey, sis. Ever feel like you're on the verge of a meltdown? Are you overwhelmed from juggling your job, your family, and trying to fit in me time, but seriously dropping the ball on that last one? Guess what? You're not alone. Introducing the Burnout Recovery Kit. It's your 14-day lifeline to go from burnt out to lit up. Get ready to reclaim your joy, energy, and that I got this attitude. Grab your free ebook, a purpose-driven workbook, daily email prompts, as well as SMS boosters and Q&A sessions. It's like a spa day for your soul, and guess what? It's totally free. Don't waste another minute feeling drained. Go to officialburnoutrecoverykit.com right now and kickstart your transformation. The Burnout Recovery Kit, because you deserve to be at the top of your own to-do list. Don't just cope. Thrive, sis. And that smooth little ditty you heard in the background is, yes, my own song that I had created for my business.
Okay.
I feel like everybody needs a theme song. You need your own theme music, you know? Like you
Okay.
need your own theme music. So Paulette,
Yes, ma'am.
I hear tell that you have um, a book, a manifestation book or something, if you will,
Yep.
um, that can help people kind of along the way figuring out how to make better decisions. How do I manifest? How do I, you know, take all of this jumble of fear and turn it into action, turn it into motivation to manifest the life that I want?
Yes, I do actually. It's an actual course called the Magic Book. Um, and that's why I'm so passionate about it, as you can tell. I'm already animated. Okay. For those of you all who know me, you know I'm animated as hell. All right. So the book is called The Magic Book, and it is based upon my own personal experience. As I was practicing and learning manifestation vibration techniques, law of attraction. I was learning all of these things, and I was visualization, and I was starting to put them into practice without realizing I was doing it. And I woke up one morning, and everything that I had written in this book that I still have to this day, I was living it. That's how come I'm so passionate about it, because when I opened my eyes and realized that I was living in that moment, I was living it. Everything I had written down, it scared me so bad I threw the book in the rain. I was terrified. Like I did. Like it was raining. It was in the middle of March, and I had manifested this beautiful brick house, and it had an upstairs office. It used to be a doctor's office, so it had like the separate office where patients would come in. And so I had set it up as the office space that I needed for me to do whatever I needed to do with the radio station at the time, because Cityscape Radio started in Arkansas. And
Mm.
so I had all of this stuff set up for me to run the business. And ultimately, everything that I was living down to pictures of bedrooms and
Oh,
bathrooms
wow.
and like ceilings, like so I have pictures to prove it, because nobody but, and thank God I finally decided to do the picture thing, because in the middle of all of that, one of the things that was really, really interesting and what made me throw the book was my son's bedroom. In my little picture book, I had two beds, wood floor, and a rug, and in the middle of the two beds there was a desk. Well, I had set up his bedroom the exact same way. Hadn't paid attention to the book for over a year. I had actually packed it up. There was a ceiling, there was a chandelier. It was absolutely gorgeous in this house. And there was, at the base of the ceiling, around it were these faces of many cherubs.
Mm.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And it was porcelain, and it was really, really nice. Well, y'all, when I opened up the book, my little
There was.
there was a photo I had cut out the year before of this chandelier. So I still have the book, and I said, "Oh my God, it's real." So what I did was I started to chronicle my experiences and how I was manifesting all of these things, and how I was able to do it, and learning that everything that I was doing dealt with how I was feeling. So I was
Yeah.
learning how to turn my frequency. You know what I mean? And a lot of us still need to, we really need to learn how to do that. And a lot of us don't, because we're working off of emotion.
Mhm.
You're supposed to control that, because you ain't nothing but a big old radio walking around. And
Period.
out, once I figured
Period.
that out, I thought, so y'all, I'm on TikTok too, and see what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna do stuff like this and ask old dumbass questions, excuse me, and ask me silly stuff. I'll block you first. All
Well,
right,
you are, yeah, but I say, you know wholeheartedly that the
right. So
trolls are all, you know, you made it when you got some trolls that just want to come after
it's
you.
ridiculous. It's like, come on.
Like, you
Right.
just have so many better things to do with your time.
So I ended up, this is a true story, and then I'm gonna circle back around real quick to the book. So what I ended up doing to test my theory, because PhD and all that, doctorate, all that,
Right, right.
let me test this out. Let me see if this worked. So I had studies. I did case studies, and I wanted to see whether or not it was actually going to work. So I started inviting people over, and we would have an entire weekend, and I would teach people the technique. I literally did. And they would spend the night, and we would wake up and have breakfast in my kitchen and da 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 and all that. People were calling me before they made it home on Sunday night to tell me that things were already starting to break through for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, ah. So I put it away. And this year was the first year I woke up in the middle of the night and I just heard it. I had already named the book and everything, all the course, and had written it out on this menu, like from a restaurant years ago. And I folded it up. I typed all of it up, put the book together, and then I recorded these videos to go along with it. So it's a video series that's literally available on TikTok right now. You can actually order the course itself. And then there's a full course that's available as well. And then you can also order the book. So it's called The Magic Book. And it is how I teach you how to do in 4 steps how to manifest the life that you desire. So there you go.
And how do they find you on TikTok for those who are not on listening to us?
Find me at your girl Paulette, YAGURL.
No,
Paulette.
isn't it Shop with Paulette?
Yep, it's also Shop with Paulette. You can find me there too. Okay, so
Oh, okay,
it's
so I'm
one and
both.
the same.
Okay.
So Shop with Paulette, you can find me there. And for those of you all who are on TikTok right now, the one thing that we do have is you can literally buy the series right now on TikTok. Yeah, you can literally buy it right now for $49. So it is available, but not the full course. You can still do everything because I put every single video in the course over here. Yep.
Okay. Well, you know, people need to do that, right? This is the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're in a season of change,
Mm-hmm.
right? Our world as we know it is changing. This Make America Great and all the stuff that's happening in the world today is
Mm-hmm.
letting us know that we have to prepare ourselves, right? We have to be prepared. And the only way that we can do that is for us to look inward, for us to start diving deep into our own desires, our own wants, our own goals and needs, and making decisions that align with that, moving ourselves forward with that. Manifestation is a great way to do that. I do, I haven't used it in a while and I have to go back to it, is water manifestation.
Come on, talk about it.
Now,
Talk
and
about it.
and I can give you an 100% example, right? So I used to live in warehouse lofts. It's called the Met in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and where I was, it was about probably 1,800 square feet. That was the first um, loft, or the first unit loft that I stayed in. Okay, I was talking to the property manager,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Ooh, this place," because she knows my business, she knows what I do. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
"This place would be perfect for you." Now, I've never seen the inside of this unit at this point. I'm
Mm-hmm.
only looking at pictures that she has, that like the stage pictures. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh my God, I need to be there." As soon as I saw the picture, the voice spoke to me and said, "That is your place."
Mm. Mm.
I don't call her nobody else but the Lord. That is your place, Leanne. That is your next move of where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
I walked up. Now, again, before I rented the unit, I had not stepped foot in it, Paulette. Before the day I rented it, she said, "The issue is there's 3 people ahead of you
Mm.
for the unit." Okay. So I go upstairs, I find out where it is on the property. I go, and the people are busy moving out. So I'm standing on the rooftop because it's at the top of the building. I'm standing on the roof and I'm kind of just looking into the window. I'm
Yeah.
just looking into the windows. And at that point, again, the voice said, "This is yours. Don't fear. This is your space."
Okay.
So I started doing water manifestation. And what water manifestation is you putting your intentions. Um, our bodies are mostly water
Yep.
and electricity.
Yep.
Okay. So what you would do is you would get yourself some purified water. Okay. And you rub your hands together, because now you're charging your energy.
We should all do it together.
Yes, you're charging your energy. Okay. And when your hands are warm, you would put it around the cup, not fully
Mm.
touching the cup, but you're doing that. And then I would just speak whatever it is I want as if I already have it. But you have to be able to see it in your mind.
Yeah.
Like when I close my eyes, I could see me living in that place. I knew
Mhm.
what I felt like living in that space,
Right.
having my business in this space,
Mhm.
right? You have to see it. You have to pull all your senses into that
Into what you
vision.
do. Yeah.
Because again, if you can't see it, you cannot achieve it. So I
Mhm.
saw myself in this space, and you put all of that into that energy into that water.
Mhm.
And then you drink the water. And as you're drinking the water, you are again envisioning and feeling and pouring all of this. So it is now infusing every cell in your
In
body.
your body. Come on. Yes.
When
I
I tell
love
you,
it.
when I tell you, first person fell off. Oh no, they wanted to put um they wanted to put a salon up there. Now, if anybody had been to my other unit, I went from 1,800 square feet to almost 5,000 square feet,
Mm.
4,600 square feet.
Mhm.
Okay, and when I say this place was immaculate and beautiful,
Yeah.
one day I'll show some pictures of what it looked like.
Mhm.
Like the guy who owned the property, he had built it for his mother. Okay.
Wow.
It had hardwood floors, beautiful furnishings, like it was the ish. Okay. And that was my unit. That was my
Mhm.
place.
Mhm.
And it was where I needed to be for my business, for my life, for the next move in my life.
Mhm.
But it started because I saw it. I saw the vision, I made it plain, and I acted in accordance with getting that. And all the people, or the three people, fell off real quick.
That's what's up.
Real
That's what's
quick,
up.
right?
Yeah.
So it's because it wasn't just a thought to me, it
Mhm.
was a reality. And the decisions I made, the moves I made, were in accordance with this reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reality that I set for myself, like
Mhm.
Paulette said, it colored the way that I moved, it ordered my steps
Yeah. I
and my
like that.
decisions such that I was in alignment with where the creator told me I needed to be and I was going to be, where I
Mhm.
told myself that I would be.
Mhm.
And now my decisions followed that.
Absolutely.
So, what I want everybody to take from this is one, you have to know yourself.
Mm.
Know yourself. Know your fears, your doubts, your what you are great at. You have to know your
Mhm.
accomplishments, your worth.
Mhm.
You have to start and learn yourself. That self
Absolutely.
knowledge
Yeah.
is key. That's your first step in making better decisions, is to know you. Know
Mhm.
what triggers you to when you're going to make a bad decision. If
Right.
you fly off the handle and you want to fight every time something happens, try to steer away from something, from
Mhm.
that something, right?
Mhm.
If you know that you shrink, you have to start taking actions to step up for yourself and stop shrinking. Whether you're scared,
Yes. Come
do it
on.
scared. And sometimes that means putting people out of your life.
Mm.
Sometimes that means you need to find another job. Sometimes that means you got to end relationships,
See,
platonic, professional, romantic.
let it go.
Sometimes it means you have to set boundaries with yourself, because that's the first boundary you always got to set is with you, right? Second, overcome that imposter syndrome. Start making small steps, it's small decisions, so that you have wins,
Right.
so that you
Absolutely.
can now tell yourself without a shadow of a doubt, yes, I deserve to be here. Yes, people will pay me to do X, Y, or Z.
Mm. Mm.
Make sure you're incorporating your spirituality, because that faith and your why, those are the things that they're going to carry you when life lifes, when
Mm.
the challenges come, because sometimes those challenges are to test your what faith.
Yep. That's
Do
right.
you really want it? Are you really willing to make
Ready.
the
Yeah.
changes and the decisions that are necessary for you to move to this next level. The Most High is not going to give you that which you do not show that you are ready for.
Ever. Yep.
You want
That's
to be patient? What's he going to give you? A whole bunch of shit that's designed to make you patient. He don't just give you patience, he gives you lessons so you can learn how to
patience.
be that
Yes.
thing. Before I move you over here, I need you to be patient. I need you to not run off the handle. I need you to know how to handle yourself professionally. I need you to know how to speak to people respectfully.
Mm.
I need you to know how to be still and not be so impulsive,
Think
right?
on it. Yes.
Find yourself mentors and role models and people who, even though we call them accountability partners,
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
hold ourselves accountable. Our
Mm-hmm.
friends just help us hold ourselves accountable because nobody else can hold you accountable.
At all.
You hold yourself accountable.
That's right.
And then t- challenge those biases, challenge those stereotypes, challenge everybody's perception of you, and challenge your perception of yourself.
Yeah.
Stop underthinking of yourself
Mm-hmm.
and tell the universe what you want.
Mm.
Really tell the universe what you want. Make it such a big, hairy, audacious, a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal
I like that.
that it
Very
scares you.
audacious
You know what
goal.
I mean? That
Yeah.
it scares you to even think it.
Yep.
But start changing your mind and realize that you're worthy of everything that you want in this life. You are worthy of the riches. You are worthy of the best.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And you will wind up wherever you believe you're supposed to be. And I think people need to really understand that it doesn't just happen by happenstance. And so, going back to what you're saying, folks, hear me when I say this, and I'm saying this from personal experience. And I know, Leanne, you can attest to this because you've had life experiences as well. Um, we need to be careful what we're thinking.
Yes.
We cannot so control those thoughts because your thoughts become your emotions. They are not one and the same. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Um, Controlling your thoughts helps you to cancel out those negative feelings because once you get that vibration in you, that's where you're going to lead yourself. So I always like to akin it to a radio station. And that's because I'm from radio and it's the only thing I can think about. If I am driving near 97.5 and I keep driving and I end up, and let's say for instance, 100,000 watt radio station, right? So it's 100,000 watt radio station. And I am out of earshot from a radio wave perspective. If I'm out of earshot of that 100,000 watts, which is usually like 200 miles, let's say I go 300 miles. What do you think is going to happen to me being able to listen to 97.5? It's going to get
It
weaker.
starts to get that signal gets weaker and weaker. It starts to crackle and
it
break
starts to crackle, and then all of a sudden 97.5, if you were in say for instance Missouri, and all of a sudden you're in the top part of say for instance Arkansas, guess what happens? You're gonna pick up another 97.5. So be careful.
Frequency.
You got to be able to understand what you're picking up when you are going through. You feel me when I say that?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm saying going through, it's really about that drive that you're taking through life and what radio station that you want to pick up. You choose, just like that dial on in your car, whether it be digital or whether it be turn dial, because my car still got the turn dial, right? So I mean, I'm just keeping it 100, and which one do you pick? That is up to you. So again,
it's very personal, and it's a very personal thing. What one person wants out of life and feels is success and abundance and prosperity to Paulette may be very different than what I feel, right? Everybody is not driven by money. Money is not success to everybody, right? There are some people, I just need enough to get by. But when I'm healthy and my family's healthy and we're together, That is the epitome of success. I am a rich person because I have this.
Yep.
So don't think that because everybody is not a millionaire, billionaire,
Mm-hmm.
that they're not happy. There have been plenty of rich people who have killed themselves because money doesn't automatically equal happiness. Money doesn't automatically cancel out your problems,
No, it
and it
doesn't.
doesn't automatically resolve all the woes in your life,
Mm.
right? So don't always just base what you want around money.
Yep.
Really dig deep into your heart and what makes you feel happy, feel healed, and to feel fulfilled,
Mm.
right? What is it that helps you do that?
Mm. I love it.
And I think that's a great way to close out the show because it is now
Hey,
11 o'clock.
I love it. That was good.
Yes,
Thank you for
yes.
allowing me to join you today, Leanne.
No, thank you. And how can the people find out more about Brownstone Worldwide and if they want to become a a featured author or a radio personality like me?
Sure. Okay. So first of all, if you want to find out more about Brownstone Worldwide, the first thing that you want to do, TikTok, Instagram, and all you other folks, is you can head over to brownstoneworldwide.com. That's first. That's where the news and information is. We got our little team. They're working on the news right now and loading it for the day. And then also you can head over there to brownstoneworldwide.com and you can go brownstoneworldwide.com/media kit 2024. And there will be information there about what's happening next year and also how you can become a contributing writer for brownstoneworldwide.com or Brownstone Living Magazine. And also, if you want to become an air personality like Leanne, she's a part of Brownstone Worldwide. Now, mind you, her podcast is other places too, but she's also a neighbor in the neighborhood, folks. Okay,
Yes,
so she is. And so we have several other people that are neighbors, but Leanne starts our week off and then everyone else follows suit. So we're actually on our season break. And so Leanne is one of the few people that actually continues to do her show live. Everyone else is preparing for the new upcoming season. So now's a good time for, if you're interested, you can check out that media kit. Go ahead and download it, read through it, and get some information that you need about how to become one of the neighbors in the neighborhood. We are going to be having an info session. And if you want to be a part of one of the fastest growing media companies out there right now,
right.
I would encourage you to get in now because in a minute, we're going to be charging rent. Hello.
That's it. And no, you cannot have my space at the top of the brownstone. That is where I reside. Okay.
Right. Okay.
That is my unit. You see it in the background here. That's my space at the top of the brownstone. I am a resident. And if you would like to join us more, hear more about Wake Up Happy Sis, what I do, how I help, you can head on over to wakeuphappysis.com or you can join us on our free Facebook community. Just type in Wake Up Happy Sis. You will find me all over the place. There's only one. If you see a Wake Up Happy Sis, it's me. It's me. It's only one. There's only one. The way nobody can do how I do what I do.
Nobody.
So with that, I want to thank y'all for joining us. Make sure that you head on over to brownstoneworldwide.com, see all the fabulous things that we have going on. Paulette didn't mention it, but you can also get a free digital copy of Brownstone Living Magazine. Make sure you sign up, subscribe, because when you subscribe, there is a monthly fee, but when you subscribe, you get extras.
Yep.
Right? You get extras that you don't get with the free version.
Yep.
Free version is free. Make sure you read the stories. Okay. You get caught up. You need to go back and try and find some of the other ones, some of the other issues, because you missed out a lot on the stories. We got our own stories in there. So make sure you go in there and get your stories up, because I stay caught up on my stories. Okay.
Oh, not your stories. Come on, Memo.
That's the stories. I stay caught up on that. So I want y'all to have a fabulous day. Have the day you're meant to have, because while you cannot control what happens to you, you can control how you respond to it.
All right.
With that, I bid you all adieu. Be blessed, be highly favored, be prosperous and abundant. Smooches.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Wake Up Happy